A federal judge will now consider an unusual recommendation from the Justice Department in one of the most closely watched cases of the last 5 years. We're learning today prosecutors want a one-day sentence for this former Louisville Police Department officer, Brett Hankison, after his conviction connected to the death of Breonna Taylor. Her killing, one of many connected to nationwide protests in 2020. And bigger picture, this move by the DOJ may give us new insight into just how the Trump administration sees its civil rights division and its work moving forward. Ryan Riley reports.
The Justice Department tonight essentially wants no prison time for a conviction that could carry up to life in prison, instead asking for just 1 day for the only person convicted after firing shots into the home of 26-year-old Breonna Taylor. Taylor, an EMT from Louisville, killed by police after a controversial 2020 no-knock warrant that's since become illegal in her home state of Kentucky. Her death becoming a national outrage, amplifying a call to action at the height of the Black Lives Matter movement. Two former Louisville Police Department officers who fired the shots that hit and killed Taylor never faced charges, a decision at the time defended.
The use of force by Mattingly and Cosgrove was justified to protect themselves.
And ridiculed.
Breonna Taylor and her family deserved justice yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Only one officer at that raid went to trial, Brett Hankison.
Defendant Brett Hankison not guilty.
Ultimately found not guilty on 3 state charges, but guilty on a federal charge last November for violating Taylor's civil rights. Prosecutors say Hankison fired 10 shots into Taylor's home, bullets flying through the walls and glass. Those shots from his gun did not hit Taylor. In a new sentencing memo, the Justice Department cites that fact in asking for a 1-day sentence, saying there is, quote, no need for a prison sentence to protect the public from the defendant, adding that the federal conviction will ensure Hankison never serves as a law enforcement officer again, and will also likely ensure that he never legally possesses a firearm again. That memo, submitted by the head of DOJ's Civil Rights Division, initially established by Congress to protect the rights of Black Americans during the Civil Rights era, but has seen a wave of resignations during the Trump administration. And it's now prioritizing alleged violation of Second Amendment gun rights, transgender policies, and anti-Semitism on college campuses, according to internal memos obtained by NBC News in April.
And this division is once again working as it should for all Americans.
Breonna Taylor's family and lawyer did not immediately respond to NBC News' request for comment, but the Democratic congressman in Louisville reacting, saying the 1-day recommendation is, quote, morally reprehensible and deeply insulting, as the focus of civil rights shift in the new administration.
I want to bring in Ryan Riley, who is joining us now. Sentencing happens on Monday now. The judge is not bound, right, by the guidelines, by what the recommendation that the prosecutors make. It's possible Brett Hankison could end up with more than 1 day in prison.
That's possible, yes, definitely. They usually take the recommendations of the Justice Department seriously, but it's not binding on them, and they can decide sort of how to decide this. That's something that they listen to, certainly the recommendation, but especially in a case like this where there's controversy and there's allegations of, political involvement here, I think that's something a judge could take note of, saying that this didn't involve career prosecutors, this involved Trump administration officials who came in and sort of tried to scuttle this at the last minute.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.